Hi, I'm Roger Priest. I'm a local criminal defense attorney here in Vancouver, Washington with Van Wa Legal, PLLC. And today, I want to talk with you about a question I get from a lot of my clients. I often get asked, what should I be worried about if I get convicted of a DUI? What are the consequences? And so there's a number of things that you need to keep in mind that will likely happen if you're convicted of a DUI, but there are basically 5 major things to be keeping in mind. So let's talk about them. First and foremost, if you're convicted of a DUI in the state of Washington, DUI carries what are called mandatory minimum sentences. And that means that no matter what, the judge has to give you at least this much time for a sentence. DUI, unfortunately, carries a mandatory minimum sentence of 1 day jail for a first offense. That can be converted into 15 days of house arrest. And if there are aggravators, like a high BAC or refusal, it can actually be more time required in jail. And if you're hit with a second offense, you could be looking at quite a bit more in mandatory minimum sentences, up maybe even more than a month in jail. And it gets even progressively worse for a third offense. So that's something to keep in mind. The second thing that you need to know is that you will be facing 5 years of probation. So typically when on probation, there are going to be a number of things you need to do. First, the court is going to require that you do alcohol treatment. You'll also have to attend what is called a victims panel. And oftentimes you need to be aware that bad behavior while on probation can actively cause you to go back to jail for certain things, like driving while suspended or driving without insurance. So it's very important that you understand what the terms of probation require so that you don't have to go back to jail. The third major way that a DUI can affect you is with a license suspension. So on a first offense, you will most likely be facing either a 90-day license suspension, a 1-year license suspension, or a 2-year license suspension, depending on the facts of the case. And that can get progressively worse. On a second offense, it can be between 2 years and 3 years. And on a third offense, it can be up to 4 years. The fourth major way that a DUI conviction can affect you is the fact that Washington now requires that you have an ignition interlock device installed in your car. An ignition interlock device is a breath testing device that hooks up to your ignition system, and you can't start the car or continue to drive the car without providing random breath tests at specified intervals. So for a DUI conviction in the state of Washington, the first time you're convicted, you will have to have the ignition interlock device installed for a year. If you've previously had to have it installed for another DUI conviction, the second time around, you'll have to do it for 5 years, and it can go up to 10 years from there as well. Lastly, the fifth major consequence of a DUI in the state of Washington is that you will have to carry SR22 insurance. SR22 is basically added insurance protection that you have to pay for. It is required for 36 months for a DUI. And the rates, it's hard to say because every insurer charges a little bit differently. So it's certainly something you'd want to contact your insurance provider, and you can call around for a competitive quote as well. As well as if you ever let that lapse, it will automatically resuspend your license. And if you're on a DUI probation, that could be bad news. So always something that you want to keep in mind. So I hope this has been informative. If you have more specific questions or you'd like to talk to a local DUI attorney like myself, please give us a call here at Van Wa Legal. Free consultation is always available, and we'd love to hear from you. Thanks and have a great day.